Hello, my name is Alex. I want to tell you how I started learning English. I hope my story can help you too. Last year, I moved to a new city. It was big and full of people. There were shops, parks, buses, and many tall buildings. I lived in a small apartment near a supermarket. Everything was new. I felt excited, but also a little afraid. In my new city, many people spoke English. I heard English at the supermarket. I heard it on the bus. I heard it on the street, but I did not understand it well. I could only say a few words like hello, sorry, and thank you. One morning, I went to the park. It was a sunny day. There were children playing, birds singing, and people walking their dogs. I sat on a bench and looked around. Then two tourists came to me. They looked friendly. One of them asked, "Excuse me, where is the train station?" I looked at them. I understood the question, but I didn't know how to answer in English. I smiled and pointed in the right direction. They smiled back and said, "Thank you." That moment stayed in my heart. It was small, but it was important. I thought about that moment all day. I asked myself, what can I do? How can I speak more English? When should I start? I did not have many answers, but I had one strong feeling: I should begin now. That evening, I sat at my small table and opened my notebook. I wrote one sentence: I will learn English. It looked simple, but it was full of hope. The next day, I searched online, how to learn English. I found many videos, stories, and songs. I listened to a short story and repeated one sentence. It was, "I am Alex. I live in a new city." I smiled. I said it again and again. I wrote it down. I wanted to learn more. I started to carry a small notebook in my pocket. When I heard a new word, I wrote it. When I went to the store, I listened to what people said. I tried to understand. I did not understand everything, but I tried. Sometimes I felt tired. Sometimes I felt shy, but I did not stop. I knew that if I kept going, I would get better. My first step was small, smiling and pointing to two tourists. But from that moment I changed. I had a goal. I had a dream. I wanted to speak English. If you ask me now, when did you start learning English? I will say, when I decided to say my first sentence. So let's begin. Let's take one small step today. You might not speak perfectly now, but you can start, and that is the most important thing. After that moment in the park, I knew I needed to do something every day. I told myself, let's make a plan. Let's keep it simple. Each morning, I listened to an English song. I liked slow songs with easy words. I listened and then I sang along. It was fun. Sometimes I did not know all the words, but I sang anyway. That helped me learn pronunciation. In the afternoon, I watched short videos. I chose cartoons and small lessons for beginners. I watched them with subtitles. I repeated what I heard. I asked myself, what does this word mean? If I didn't know, I looked it up. I did not try to remember everything. I just kept going. At night, I read a short story. I read slowly. I used a dictionary when I saw a new word. I did not write the word. I just read and tried to understand. Sometimes I read the same story again the next day. That helped me remember. I also talked to myself. I said simple things out loud. It is sunny today. I eat rice for lunch. I am tired now. I spoke in front of a mirror. I looked at my mouth and my face. It was funny, but it helped me feel more confident. One week I started to write a diary in English. I wrote 1 or 2 sentences each day. For example, today I went to the park. I saw 2 dogs. They were cute. It was easy and I felt proud. Sometimes I asked questions to myself. What did I do today? Where did I go? What food did I eat? I answered in English. This helped me remember past simple verbs like went, saw, ate, and did. Did I always feel strong? No, there were days when I was tired. There were days when I thought, can I really do this? But I told myself, let's try, let's do just 5 minutes. And 5 minutes turned into 10. 10 became 20. I also started to count how many days I practiced. I made a small calendar and put a smiley face each day I did something in English. After 1 month, there were many smiles. That made me happy. So what can you do? You can sing. You can read, you can watch videos, you can speak. You can write. There are many ways. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to start and keep going. Practice every day, even a little. That is how we learn. That is how we grow. After a few weeks of daily practice, I started to feel more confident. One day I saw a poster at the library, Free English Club every Friday at 5 o'clock. I thought, should I go? I was nervous, but I said to myself, let's try. That Friday I walked into the library. There were about 10 people. They were all learning English just like me. Our teacher smiled and said, welcome, let's speak English together. We played simple games. We asked questions like, what is your favorite food? Or where do you come from? We spoke in pairs. We laughed a lot. I made new friends. I was shy at first, but after a while I spoke more. The teacher told us something important. She said, don't only study English, use it. Use it every day. Speak, listen, write, read, use it in real life. I will never forget her words. The next day I went to a small coffee shop. I wanted to try something new. I ordered in English. I said, can I have 1 coffee, please? The waiter smiled and said, of course. I was happy. It was a small moment, but it gave me courage. Later, I helped a tourist in the city. She asked, do you know where the museum is? I answered, yes, go straight, then turn left. She smiled and said, thank you. I felt proud. There were more moments like this. I spoke with my English club friends about our hobbies. I talked to the librarian. I even wrote short messages in English on my phone. Did I make mistakes? Yes, many. But I learned something. Mistakes help us grow. When I made a mistake, I said, okay, I will try again. One time I said, I go to the store yesterday. My friend smiled and said, you should say, I went to the store yesterday. I laughed, I learned, I remembered. Using English helped me understand grammar too. When I read, I saw how words fit together. When I spoke, I remembered better. Now I use English every day, not just in school, but in my life. I speak, I listen, I write, I read. It is part of my day, so what about you? Will you try too? Will you speak even if it's hard? Will you use English outside the classroom? Let's not only study. Let's use English in real life. Let's order coffee, ask questions, help someone, or join a club. You can do it. I believe in you. Let's not wait. Let's begin today. Use English, don't just study it.